20th, 2018. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Christian kind of left us hanging last night.
Yeah.
Stops, we're all ready to go.
Okay. Do we have any minutes and reports received and filed? No. What have you been doing? Give you a day off? And announcements of other upcoming meetings and events. Commissioner comments. Commissioner.
We've got the small community cooperative project meeting tonight out at Public Works for.
That's at the fire station on Monticello.
Okay. Cole County Fire Protection District Training Admin Building. Okay, I see that now. We got MAC board meeting tomorrow. Central Missouri Port Feasibility Study update meeting tomorrow. Campo tomorrow. Home show this weekend. Anybody wants to go out to the mall, dilly-dally around. That's about it till Tuesday.
I had a CAP Region credentials meeting this morning at 7. I've got a CAP Region board meeting tonight. Meet with Lieutenant Governor Parson tomorrow. Thursday night, we've got the Cole County Central Committee. Friday night, there's a fish fry in St. Thomas. I told Lynn we would show this. She'll be serving fish, so she'll give you extra fish. I'm not sure what she's going to do. Okay. And that's all I've got. Commission comments? No. Bids and contracts. Bid awards 2018-01 road materials.
I know. Put out a bid for road materials, got 3 bid responses back. Year after year it's the same, the recommendations for lowest and best near the work site with available material.
Just trying to pull it up here.
Where they coming?
Bishop had not been here.
Paper copies, if it's not pulling up for you. I only have 2, sorry, Jim.
Oh.
You're first.
Was it attached to the
Yeah,
agenda?
it is.
It is, I can't get it to come up. Here, I got it. You want to see this?
Actually, I'll give this back to you. Here, Jeffrey.
We got one, I think.
First day, 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's starting to come up now. Computer's just being a little slow.
Yeah, it is. It's.
Okay, I got it. Is this all of them?
135.
Yeah. You let the girls go and do last night. What did you let the girls go and do last night?
Oh, heck, I don't know. Oh, the girls basketball. I'm like, what am I going to do now? She can't drive yet. Yeah, I know. And 1, 2 other things.
We got any big changes in this?
No.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So that's road materials?
Yeah. I move that we award to the lowest and best near the work site with available materials.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2018-02 blades.
Same deal, we got 4 bids in response to this. The recommendation is to award the lowest and best in each category with available material.
Any big changes in that one?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Just this for snow blades or? Cliff, is this for snow blades or
What?
grader blades, snow
Grader
blades?
regular snow blades, carbide tip blades. Yeah, there's two different kinds of snow, grader blades. One called the newer Caterpillars have a different punch, both sides of their blades. But same thing we did last year.
Do you usually order these all at one time, or are these that come up when they break in the middle of
We
a
usually-
snowstorm, or?
We usually keep a certain amount in quantity on hand. We don't order a bunch of them all at one time.
Okay, I noticed that the cheaper ones just take 4 weeks to get,
Yeah.
so I didn't know how that usually worked.
We usually call them and see what they've got, and how soon they can get them to us, and kind of the same way. It's about, some of them are, you call them and they ask them, and then next thing you know, they want to try to add shipping on it. Well, we don't allow that, that's part of our bid, so you kind of have to watch that when you order from them.
You usually keep extras on hand, right?
Yeah, we try to keep enough on hand for at least a month or two at a time, so.
So we should be using the low bidder as long as we're,
Mm-hmm.
as long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and
Right,
keep the
I mean, like
extras
the
on.
bid on here a lot of times, sometimes these guys, if you call them and tell them how they want 25 of this kind of blade, they'll tell you, well, they're gonna add shipping on it. It's like, no, well, we're not.
You had shipping from Pennsylvania, Ohio, or Colorado,
Right.
that can add quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly, so
So
you have to watch them for that.
How's the bid go then? Are they adding shipping, or does that include shipping?
That price is supposed to include shipping, but sometimes when you call them and you tell, hey, I want this, then the next thing you know, they'll want to add shipping on it, so.
Well, tell them to go pound sand. I'm just asking what our price is.
That's why we do, then we move on to the next one.
So.
Yep.
If they're not gonna honor the bid, then why even?
So wait a minute, so you said something, so you said if they want to add shipping, then we go on to the next one. Well, then why are we even allowing them to bid?
Exactly.
I mean,
Not gonna honor it.
if you call XYZ and say, I need 2 blades, and this was your bid price, and they said, well, you're gonna have to pay shipping, well, let's throw them out. Let's throw them out right now. I mean, if you had that problem last year with one company, they shouldn't even be allowed to bid.
I can check back through and see which ones they had last. I know,
I mean, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of bidding something if we say there's no shipping
Yeah,
and then they want to add shipping. I mean,
yeah, they're,
because if all 3 of them do that, I need 2 blades. Well, it's gonna be 150 in shipping. Well,
They're probably
what's the
more than
point?
that.
Yeah. I mean, so.
well, they bid it with free shipping, right?
yes, they do.
Okay,
Did they sign
According
something?
to our bid, everything we bid is shipped to us, and that is part of their bid, is actually supposed to be the shipping in it.
Is there quantities that are required or?
We say in there no minimum quantities, they are able to take exception.
Yeah.
I noticed Ware Parts and Equipment took an exception, which I noted at the bottom. But other than that, it should be technically as is on the spreadsheet, so.
Do we order 60 blades at a time?
Some of them we do, yes.
Some of them, I was gonna say, Jeff, not all of them, but some of them we probably do, the ones we have, where we use a lot of them.
Well, it says in any combination, so if we're ordering 60 at a time, I'm fine, but if we don't specify that, then I'm gonna knock theirs off the bid completely then.
And they got a good price.
Yeah,
So as long as we're ordering enough and meeting their minimums, don't really have a problem with it.
because if, like, these other 2 or 3, if we say, well, we're ordering 60 at a time, they might drop the price down too then. So it's not, I don't know if it's apples to apples is where I'm going here, Cliff. And we got a long agenda today, so we figured we'd start in on you early.
I'm easy enough. I did, generally whenever we call them and ask them when we order something, and if they tell us that they're gonna do that in there, then we pretty much just don't even buy anything from them anymore for the year, so. We usually don't find that out until we order something from them.
Did the other ones have the opportunity to bid it with a minimum order requirement of 60?
It says no minimum, and it says shipping should be included.
Yes.
There's also a way for them to take an exception, which they chose to do. So I guess technically anyone can take an exception. But, I mean, that wasn't really something we asked for as part of the bid. That was just them taking an exception to what we specified.
I mean, obviously, we buy parts from Fabic all the time, and we can spend up to so much money with them in a 6-month period. So if you need something right away and we don't have it, you can go over there and pick it up, right?
Yes.
This just kind of locks in the price. Is that kind of correct?
Yeah, if we got in a pinch in a big snowstorm, and we used every blade up that we had, and we needed some in 3 days, the baby could have it, so that's kind of why we ordered. That's kind of why we awarded the way we do. A long time ago, we used to set up a minimum on these things. We used to tell them, well, we're gonna order a semi-load of blades at one time. Well, then one year you might use a semi-load, and the next year you may not. And then you have a lot of blades sitting on inventory that we didn't need to spend out of that year's budget. So that's kind of why we went to bidding and awarding this the way we do.
I just want to make sure that we're trying to use the lowest. I mean, I don't care if we can order the minimum, fine. Otherwise, we go to the next lowest. And it looks like, you know, the lead times are a little long. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with going to CAT if we're in a pinch or something and getting something, but just don't want us to be calling all these guys and saying, well, you're gonna add shipping, so now we're going to the next. And that doesn't, I mean, we might as well not even bid it if we're gonna do that.
What we're trying to do is, if we can order, you know, make a load out of the farm where you got 60 minimum, that's what we're trying to do, Chris. It just, you know, some of them, if we guess wrong, that we're not gonna use more grader blades or something, then we have to go back and get a few extras to make the trucks, but we're trying to use the lowest still fine.
So only bid it 2 ways, then have, where they all bid at minimum order and then have them bid it where it's a single unit. Or, I mean, I guess all of them can bid it with the exception, so that maybe it would behoove them to do it that way. Ware Parts obviously isn't gonna honor that price if we just order one blade, and they don't have to because they put the minimum order on there. But we're not really comparing apples to apples then. If we're having a 60 order minimum and the bid said no minimum, so I don't want to have to rebid it. So, I mean, for this year, I'm fine with doing it the same. But I think something might be something we want to look at next year, is to give them.
We just have to be careful we don't get blades, you know, for whatever reason, they switch where we don't use them. And that's kind of where we got into a little bit when they had, always ordering a truckload up every time. We ended up having to surplus some blades that we didn't use, or couldn't use.
But I thought you said we do order 60 at a time, so.
Well, that's what I mean,
Okay.
truckload, I'm saying, it's more than that when we used to take the semi-load of them.
No, I'm not worried about that part of it. If we order 60 at a time, then bid it that way one time and then have the individual, because if we go through some for whatever reason. But like I said, I'm fine with going with it the same this year, and we can look at doing it different next year if we want to.
Okay.
We want to pick on Jen too and make it harder on her.
Sure.
She's expecting.
She's taking about 8 weeks off here in a little while, so. It'll give you time to think about it.
I move that we award grader and snow blades to lowest and best bid in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What are we on? 2018-3 mosquito spray materials.
Received 4 responses. Again, the recommendation is to the lowest and best in each category with available material.
Computer's running slow today.
Yeah, mine was too. Have to yell at Brian later.
Yell at Brian later.
Yeah.
You wanna look at this one, or did?
I got
came
it
up?
here, yeah.
Okay, it was just going slow. I know I'm over my line, sorry. That's why we don't need these papers. I put this right in the middle, there's our line. I'm fine with it.
So there's a lot of products in here, I mean, very few of them are bidding what we expect. Is that what I'm seeing here?
They're at the same spec and or similar. We haven't bought any of, the only thing we've bought in the last 2 years is the Alticid XR briquettes.
Okay.
The rest of this stuff, since we don't do any mosquito misting or spraying anymore and haven't for the last couple of years, we haven't bought any of this. We put out a bid just in case we got an emergency through the year that we had to buy some.
I thought we were still spraying.
No,
No, we haven't done that for 2 years now.
we haven't done any spraying, so it has to, according to the policy that you all agree to, there has to be confirmed cases of,
West Nile.
West Nile. Yeah.
Okay. So all you're buying is the Alticid
yeah,
briquettes?
Pertinose and standing pools, you know, or drop inlets.
Looks like everybody's the same price.
They are, everybody's the same price, it's all preset by the company that makes them.
So if that's the case,
It is.
I'm gonna buy Missouri, and I'm gonna award to Univar USA out of Bridgeton.
For the
Alticid.
briquettes,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Okay,
But then what if you want to buy something else?
I'm gonna second it for more discussion. So I just wanna make sure that's just the Altazoid, and then we can say the other ones, we can go with lowest and best available.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Is that what you were going with, Jen?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you award it all to them, there's several that I didn't bid, if they would happen to need them, so I'm fine with.
Okay, yeah, we're just talking about the briquettes going with Missouri.
That's
So-
most of what we're buying, so, so that's what we're talking about, just awarding Alticid XR briquettes to Univar USA out of Bridgeton.
Right?
Good with that?
You got more discussion?
No, I was just clarifying.
Okay.
We vote on that, and then we'll vote on.
You seconded?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, and then I'll move that we award to the lowest and best in each category with available material for other mosquito spray materials.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Bid tab 2018-04 vegetation spray materials.
We got 2 in response to this. Again, the recommendation is to the lowest and best in each category with available material.
I'm good.
Okay.
So am I, yeah.
I move that we award vegetation spray materials to the lowest and best in each category with available material.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, bid tab 2018-05 leased equipment.
We received 2 bids for the leased equipment this year. And the recommendation is lowest and best in each category with available equipment.
So obviously some of these with no bid, I mean, you'll have to just call around and get bids on those materials or those things if you need them.
Yes.
Michelle, is this your copy? I got the computer up, thank you though.
Is there a reason our local guys aren't bidding this stuff or what?
Not a clue.
They knew about it.
I mean, we got Sunbelt, we got forklifts, we got
Workless
Fabic,
usually does, Sunbelt's do, they know
Crown.
about it, they have it.
Sunbelt, I even talked to the guy from Sunbelt. Called him, talked to him, but didn't get a response from him.
Reached out to US Rents It before too, they've never bid. I don't know.
How does, do we go get this stuff? Is there a delivery charge or what?
A few of them have got delivery charges on them, but usually listed there. Like if you look at that, let's see which one would be the rubber tired loader one there. If you look at it, that 165 horse one, it's got a weekly and a monthly on it, and it's got a $200 delivery charge, or we go pick it up.
Where are you seeing that at?
They will deliver it to us for $200, or we can go to Columbia and pick it up and we don't pay a delivery on it.
No, I see, okay. What do you really need off this? There's not that much on here.
We use a rubber tired loader. We have used a skid steer a few times. The excavator we used to rent since we purchased one of our own now. If we need one that we'd have to have purchased a bid on one that we'd have to have two of them, then we have that. Compressor, but it doesn't look like either one of them give us a bid on that. Oh yeah, they did down here at 185. United Rentals did. We rent a compressor sometimes for doing crack seal work, but that's usually only a couple of weeks at a time.
I guess here's where I'm going with this is that, I mean, if you go get it or if they deliver it, I mean, obviously the big rubber tire loader, I'm okay with the delivery fee. I mean, everybody's gonna have that, even it.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, if we're getting a skid steer, I would hope that we'd call around here and find one.
Oh, what
Because,
we usually do, actually just go pick these all up ourselves, no matter which one.
well, I mean, if we're going to Columbia to pick up a skid steer, it's probably costing us every bit of $125 to go get it and come back.
Sure.
So why would we do that? I mean, we're spending probably, that's a 3-hour round trip to go get it. And surely our time is worth more than that. So, I mean, I don't know if, I mean, there's just not that much on here that I can see you guys using, and then if there is a skid steer on here, there's only one. I mean, there's only one bid. And I don't know, I haven't rented that much stuff here lately, but I don't know what that price is.
Skid steers, we've got several of our own.
Right.
The only time we rent those is like when we had that big ice storm.
Mhm.
And that's, a lot of these prices are there for that.
Right, but when the ice storm hits, Larry, they're all gonna be gone.
Yeah. Unless, like we did though, we were out in front though.
Right.
We ended up getting
Right.
most of the equipment we needed. So
Well, if you're out in front though, you can probably get it here
we
versus
did-
get it out of Columbia.
Yeah. We checked, but again, you know, if the price, you know, you have to look at the prices of what we got bid and what the price of what we can get it for here. And we still run into that if we keep it for a long time, we run into that $4,500. actually had some of that equipment for quite a long time.
I mean, I guess my thing is that obviously there's a lot of them here where there's no second bid. So when you call, say Bobcat of Columbia, and you say, I need a 90 horsepower excavator, and they say, we don't have any, what are you gonna do? You're gonna start calling around and find one, right? So,
It just gives us a, if they've got them, Chris, if we don't bump up against that's $4,500 or $6,000 thing, we've got the bid there. And that's, you know, we look at that when we're doing this, you know, we've got a pretty good idea how long we're gonna need the equipment. You know, the last time we had 2 excavators rented, that we were doing a bank stabilization on the Memorial River, where we had to have one set down in the river and the other one sanded down to it. You know, most of the time we know where we're gonna be at with it and how long we need it. You know, just, if we rent from somebody, you know, that we've got bids from, we don't have to worry about the bidding requirements, whereas if we do call around, say it's Fabic, you know, and then we're looking at how much we purchased there, you know, granted, that most of ours are equipment, it just cleans it up on our parts.
Keeps us from having, I mean, otherwise we'd have to come up here, you guys would have to go in session and do an emergency way for us to actually use this equipment without, if we have it already on a rental agreement with somebody, if we need it, we can go pick it up without having to go do all that. I would like to see more of them bid, but I'm not sure why they didn't this time.
Usually we get 5.
Yeah, usually we have 4 or 5 bids. I don't understand what they're buying, but
thoughts?
I'm fine with this kind of an emergency thing.
Good
I mean,
way
it's
to
your
think.
biggest hang up because we don't have the bids from locals.
Well, yeah, I mean, call them up and I write it down and turn them in for them. I mean, basically, I mean, hey, forklifts, Fabic, what's your rental rate on a 70 horsepower skid steer? Okay, we hold that for a year? Yeah, turn it in. I mean, I can't believe that they're not bidding this stuff. It's ridiculous.
I mean, why aren't they? Is it not worth their
Yeah.
time to sit down and do it, or what?
I don't know. I mean, here it is. Here's the bid, you know, we can give this to all of them. Here's what your competitors bid. Bid the same.
You know, I want to do local, but, you know, if you want to give them a bone, they got to at least come to the feed trough. So
Yeah,
if they're not going to try to help themselves, then there's not much I can do for them.
oh, I get it.
You know, they say that you can't help those that don't help themselves, but that's proven wrong every time I get my check each month. It's the same thing here. They're gonna have to help themselves. And I don't know if we can reach out to them. I don't know them guys that good out there. They bid the blades, so.
Yep. It's fine. All right, I move that we award leased equipment to the lowest and best bid in each category with available equipment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
2018-15 exercise equipment.
Are you guys able to pull up your attachments yet? I have 2 of these, if you need them.
What are you doing, Sam?
Exercising.
Cheerleading? I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. Jeff, is yours working?
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
working, it's just slow.
So the reason we put this out for bid is the sheriff's department was wanting to buy a piece of used equipment that was over the limit. We put it out for bid, it disappeared before, used equipment before we opened these. So actually what happened, they found a comparable piece of equipment used that is less than these bids. The equipment itself, $7,418 with shipping total. $8,333.80. So what we'd like to see happen is reject all bids and then approve purchase of this used piece of equipment. And since we did bid it, we fulfilled our bidding obligations and we should be fine to do so, if you're fine.
So we found comparable stuff used to all this.
The top one, just the top one, right?
It's actually new. Piece of equipment.
Oh, it is new?
It is new.
Okay.
And so where's the 7,000? I don't see that.
It's I didn't attach it, I got it yesterday. It's
Oh,
here.
so you're
Oh,
hiding it.
okay.
I'm hiding it. Just messing with you?
Yeah. Wheeler said he was paying for it personally too.
$915 freight.
You got it in your budget, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had capital, didn't we, or did we approve that under your
Yep.
capital? So,
So what it was is we had this other piece of used equipment, put the bid out, and then about a week before the 2 days,
2 days prior.
they sold it out from under us. So during the process of it, he found this new piece of equipment, so it's
Okay.
actually gonna work out better for us.
okay, as long as it's on the up and up, I'm fine with it. Just seems weird that it's not part of the bid and we can accept it. But Jen says it's okay.
I said we fulfilled our bidding requirements, and we did, so we're good.
I move that we award the exercise equipment to Legend Fitness.
So we're actually gonna reject the bids and then accept that quote, which was outside of the bid from Legend Equipment.
Okay? Drawn. I move that we reject all bids for exercise equipment.
I'm gonna second it. It still confuses me.
So you got
So
this
after a
bid.
Somebody can come in after the fact, after bids are open and go, well, 11.5 was the lowest bid, Hey, we got something else, we can come in and put a bid in and they can just reject them and figure out a way around system here. That seems weird to me.
We run into this issue with used equipment. It's hard to go out to bid on a piece of used equipment because it's availability of
Right.
when you actually go to bid.
Sure.
Okay, so you seconded it.
Yeah, but I still don't have an easy feeling about this. Am I the only one?
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, so this came in after bids were closed, I assume, right?
Right.
Well, did they send the bid, or did you find it?
They put a bid for the original.
Okay.
This is the same company that put a bid in for a piece of equipment. And this is a same piece of equipment, just not as many accessories. All the bids came up pretty high, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the next closest one was about 14, so.
Yeah.
Can we table it?
Well, yeah, so I guess I'm a little more confused now too. So we bid a Legend 8-stack multi-station or equivalent, and Legend Fitness bid it, and they were at $12,578. Now they've come up with something else that's with less, it's a lesser
It's a
piece of equipment.
It's a 5-stack rather than an 8-stack.
Okay, so that's a totally different animal.
It's the same
Then why would they call it a 5-stack versus an 8-stack?
Well, but it says in there are comparable, so I think that if and you gotta remember, we're rejecting all of them. And then when we reject them, that's when we found this other bid for this,
The 5-stack.
yeah. So we can't touch if you want us to go after the 8-stack, I'm okay with that, I'm gonna need some more money.
It's not that I want you to go after the 8-stack, I want you to go after this 5-stack that's cheaper, but these other people ought to have the opportunity to bid a 5-stack, I guess I would say. I don't know,
Okay.
or not.
If that's what y'all want us to do.
There was 2 companies that bid the Legend Fitness, and both of them sent back prices for the 5-stack. The other one was $1,050.
So this is a one piece, and if we can lose this one again too, right?
I just don't know if we bid out the 5-stack, what the prices will come back at.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I didn't realize they had bid. This came in after the bid. This goes to the trash. Really? I mean, this is after the bid was tabled, just like any other bid. I mean, like a public works bid, if it comes in after the time.
Did that come in after the bid or did it come in?
No, it was after.
So,
Depends on if you're considering it an equivalent, I guess is what it boils down to. And if not, then I guess we should rebid. If so,
right.
then we're fine to purchase it.
But it came in after the bid.
Correct.
So there's a motion on the floor to reject all bids. Unless we have more discussion.
So are these bids over your budget then, Sheriff?
It'll be really close to get some of the stuff that we want. And again, I'm not opposed. If you guys want to reject the bids and us rebid this out, it's just going to be another 60 days before we can make anything happen. That, we've been trying to get this done since last year.
Right.
I'd be more comfortable doing that. I don't think this is the way to do it. If you're gonna bid stuff and they've seen what the prices were and they come up with something totally different, and then you can throw that in there. I just don't know.
Yeah, I think we either have to award to one of these companies that bid, or we reject and rebid.
I'm
So
okay
at
with.
this point, what if they source a used 8-stack for less? Not saying they can, but let's just say,
I'd say give us the best price on a 5 or 8 stack that you can give us. Well, if they find a 3 stack, I don't know what the difference is between 3 stacks. I don't exercise that much. 1 stack would be good enough for me.
It's cooler. Okay, that's cooler up and down the stairs.
16 ounces at a time. Big soda.
Which
Big gulp.
company had the piece of equipment we were after originally and sold it?
Certified weight equipment.
So one of the bids would be obsolete to begin with because that piece of equipment is no longer available.
the second one, I think, I get my copy of it.
Right, it's certified, 8,500. This is where the bidding requirements really hinder us, because, I mean, obviously, if you find a deal that's gently used and you want to purchase it and it's well below new, I think you should be able to purchase it now that you even have these prices, but,
Well, that's what I was asking, if they are able to find one that's used at this point, how should we think about proceeding with that? And we'll come back up.
We can look at it. I mean, we have a motion to reject all these. We have a second.
Well, so Jennifer, could you go back to all of the bidders at this point and tell them you want the best price on their 5-stack and have them submit them to you?
So we don't have to go through another 60 days?
Right.
Well, I'm fine with doing that. I'd be asking you if you were fine with me doing that, so if you are.
Well, so I guess the question here is that one of the pieces of equipment is no longer available. Were they the low?
Yeah,
Yep.
right?
They were. And I've got 2 bids from different companies that bid for the 8 stack or the 5 stack, exact same.
I mean, my
So
fear is
quick.
we're gonna
So
be
we
back in
got-
the same place. If you take another 60 days and you're asking them to bid a used 5 stack, the same outcome could happen, is that the piece is no longer available by the time we open the bids.
So just advertise for exercise equipment, new or used. Bid whatever you want,
Well, that's what we did this time,
but everybody bid an 8 stack
yeah.
because somehow we said we wanted an 8 stack or something. But if we would've left it open, they could've bid whatever they want, and then we could've said, this is what we want, this is a recommendation, buy it. Right?
What's the likelihood of sourcing a used 8 stack? I mean,
They have a
slim
hard
to
time.
none.
I found one back in July, which was a 5 stack, which was 5,500, which was above the 4,500. It sold, and then the 8 stack came across, put it out for bid, and it sold before the bid process was up, so they don't last too long.
But what we're talking about here is the top row, right?
Yes.
I think the terminology was H-Deck or comparable, correct? I
What
believe
was the
term
price on that
comparable
one?
Takes that into consideration.
7,300
and then
plus shipping.
15 shipping.
So the actual, that is the actual, what was the next closest bid to this then?
The one
I gave you guys.
the one they
copy.
they sold,
got a-
the next
no.
closest would be.
Certified fitness sold, and you got a Pro
9,515.
Maxima,
515.
9515.
Okay, so 9515 is what we could award today.
Right.
Or we can reject them and go after this 83, 80.
Mhm.
Is the 9515 one that's acceptable to you?
No, some of these will have different, they had different,
Okay, so it's an 8 stack, but it's a different,
right, it doesn't have the features we're looking for. Some
Okay,
of them are
so it's-
adjustable.
So we're looking at 12.5 or 12.578. Tough Stuff Fitness would be 12.5. Legend Fitness would be 12.578. Assume both of those would be okay, or
The, which one are you talking about?
Tough Stuff Fitness, the Tough Stuff PPMS 9000.
No, that didn't have the equipment we're looking
Okay, so what about the Legend 8 stack Jungle?
for. The Legend 8 stack is comparable to the Light Fitness, what we were looking at getting.
so this one here's that you found is more comparable to the Life Fitness one, and it's twice as much.
Which one's that?
The Legend Fitness one here that you,
Twice as much as.
that we wanna do.
No, it's the 5 stack is at $8,333.
Right, but the lowest one that's gonna be comparable and has the stuff that they want would be from the
Legend.
Advanced
No, Legend Fitness,
at 12.5.
Mhm.
12.578.
Okay, so what's the 9118, the alternate, the Legend 8 stack? It just doesn't have some of the bells and whistles that the,
Yeah, that's the older model, doesn't have adjustable pulleys on them.
okay, so we can go 12,578.80 today to get what you all want. Or we can save 4,000, rebid it, and then this might be gone.
Well, that's a new one. Isn't this one a new one?
It's a new one, yeah.
It's a new one.
We're gonna have a rough day today.
I thought this was gonna be quick. I thought we're just gonna breeze through that.
And what's your recommendation, Sammy?
My recommendation would be to go with this, but since we've got a motion on the floor to table and being seconded.
No, we never did motion to table
We
it.
have a motion to
or I thought
reject
you
the bids.
reject, and,
Losing him already.
Tomato, tomato.
If you feel that uncomfortable, I won't reject the bids and won't rebid it. I'm okay with that.
If you don't think that the 5-stack and the 8-stack are comparable, I think reject it.
That's the question, yeah.
I mean, just in the name, I don't even see the equipment, but I mean, there's gotta be some significant differences.
So what is the difference?
The difference is, the 8-stack has 2 lats, 2 rows, and 2 tricep pushdowns. The 5-stack will have 1 row, 1 lat, and 1 tricep.
So I mean, that's,
Same piece of equipment.
Touch the same.
right, but I mean, you got more stacks, you got more people that could work out at one time.
Sure.
Correct.
So, and that's what I'm saying. If you guys feel that that's not comparable, then we'll just reject all bids and we'll rebid it.
How much was the 8-stack that y'all had that they sold?
8,500.
The one that's on there, this second.
Okay,
row.
I'm sorry, I wasn't following this.
That's okay.
Now I got you. And it was the pre-owned one, so. I'd say reject them and rebid. I hate that it takes another 60 days to get this done, but if we're gonna accept this one, then I don't see why we bid anything. Wouldn't make sense. All right, let's open the bids and let everybody see the bids, and then they can submit their bid for something maybe comparable and less money, and if we award it then.
Well, because the bid was open, right? You opened the bids and read them out, right?
Yes. It was open, it was open.
Oh. Okay,
Good with the motion?
yep.
Okay.
Call it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. See if they'll hold to that one. Okay. Sole source discussion.
I thought you weren't for rejecting it.
Purchase approval.
Voted yes.
2018-SS04.
Those UW pediatric resuscitation systems, I think it was Kevin that had talked to you about these a few weeks ago. We did run it in the paper. I put Jerry as the contact, and my knowledge, you didn't get anyone contesting it. So at this point, looking for approval for that purchase, and that might require further discussion, but just saying that they can purchase from that source. Which is NW Pediatric Emergency Standards.
Been a few weeks since Kevin was up here. How many hand-heavy units were we talking about?
One for each ambulance. I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but it would be one system for each ambulance. It's a state-of-the-art emergency pediatric care. It provides a mechanism to size equipment and dose equipment in a compartmentalized and efficient manner.
So this would be for 12?
And 15 right now, maybe 14.
It would be one for each ambulance plus a trainer.
Okay, that's the one we had.
We can do the math. And Dr. Hantevy himself will fly in and train everybody as part of the purchase price.
What's the price on them?
I don't.
I had 18,852.87 written down here, which was up about 7,000 per bag.
You know, I'd have to get back with you. I think the plan was to buy the system and stock it ourselves with our equipment and supplies that we have bid. We've already bid this year, that we bid every year. That would save us some money. So we're basically just buying the system, which is the bags that the equipment is carried in and the individual compartments in it and some of the miscellaneous stuff. For example, IV needles. We don't need to buy IV needles from him. We have inventory of IV needles.
Okay, I had 12 for the ambulances, 3 for the SUVs, and then you want one more for training, so 16?
We'd use one out of the SUVs for training.
Okay. 'Cause I thought you were saying you were wanting to keep one, not for anything else besides training, so 12 ambulance.
I'll be honest with you, I
30
think,
SUV.
buying 11 for the ambulances, 3 for the SUVs would work. 11, 3, and 1 for training would be ideal, but I would take 14 instead of 15. We don't need one for the transit. If we have to press the transit into service in a 911 situation, we could move it around. But the transit was built, spec'd, and delivered as a BLS unit, so.
I did have 15 at that 18,852.
We had 15 at the 18 in the budget, or that's what we talked about the last time?
That's what we talked about last time.
Okay, that's kind of matches what I had in my notes, and then maybe 14 of them. I don't know, we just don't have that many ambulances in circulation all the time, and I know you don't want to be transferring over, but on a specialty unit like this, how hard is that to maybe pull from an ambulance that you have to have serviced and put in a?
It's just going to get missed at some time. It's just it's one thing to have to remember in the middle of shifting ambulances around, whether you're taking them out of service, doing PMs or whatever. It's just the system in place is to have, that's why we have the number of heart monitors we have and all that stuff, is every ambulance needs to be outfitted identically.
I think we only have 11 lift cots or Fernco power cots, right? So we move those around a little bit.
I'm fine with 11. I'm fine with 11 kids. And then we can take one from the SUV to train if you want to drop it to 14.
Because, I mean, I just thought that we were talking about possibly taking one ambulance out of service.
That would take us to 11.
Right.
So we could do 10 and 3, because we don't need one for the,
For the transit.
Yeah. Sorry, drew a blank there. I won't oversimplify it, but I've got one table saw that I'll move from truck to truck if I need to. And it, you know, it's one of the more expensive pieces of equipment.
Table saws and dying babies, with all due respect, are two different things. In pediatric emergencies.
You gotta be pretty cautious with both of them, because I can cut off a finger with a table saw.
Pediatric emergencies are
People
highly
can die
charged
either way.
situations.
But it's not that we don't have the equipment.
If we do 10 and 3, Jerry, it's,
What's that?
if we do 10 and 3, since we're not putting one in the transit,
10 and 3. Yes, that would
Yeah.
work.
Where's that put us on our capital request then?
We'd be under, yeah.
Do you have a unit price on those, or?
I think he had to get those for us because they're gonna
I think Kevin brought all of
supply
that
some of it.
before. I probably have it. I have it at work, but I don't have it with me.
$1,260.
$12.60 a piece, roughly. You good with the 10 and 3, Jeff, or?
Yeah, I think we'll compromise on Howland. Wore me down, Jerry.
Mark the calendar.
He was trying to get you down to 4 or 5, probably.
Oh, it's all the bids we had earlier. All right.
All right, so,
It was all that mosquito spray and.
there you go.
All right, so we're on 10 and 3 then, and
Okay, thank you.
we're flying.
Okay, so do we need a motion here, Jen, or?
Yeah, if you can
Okay.
approve the sole source and the purchase of 13.
So is that two different ones? Do we need to approve the sole source purchase, or? What are we doing?
That'd be fine, I think just a sole source purchase of
Okay.
13 each.
I move that we approve the sole source purchase for hand-heavy pediatric resuscitation system.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's do John, then we might skip around since we've got some of our bid renewal discussions, approvals, 2017-14R1 inmate welfare products.
We bid this out last year, and at the time, Bob Barker Company was the lowest, determined to be the lowest and best bid. They're not proposing any increase for this year, so we're looking to renew that agreement for 1 year.
Is this the first year of the renewal? Good.
Yeah.
I move that we renew with Bob Barker and Associates.
Bob Barker Company.
Bob Barker Company.
Let's make a deal.
Tongue-tied. Yeah.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye, now we're moving.
He's moving.
Now we're moving.
Got me confused too. Bob Barker.
2017-20RI. Let's make a deal. Come on.
The
wrong
Sheriff's
show.
Department came here last year, TT Distributors got that
Have your
bid.
pet spayed or neutered.
We're diverging up here fast, so.
Say that again.
Talk loud.
Sorry. Jeff's got me.
You started it. It's the wrong show. Correct.
Got to make a deal and Bob Barker going on up there, so anyway.
Okay, so TT Distributors was determined to be.
Go Happy Gilmore on your minute.
GT Distributors.
They were the lowest last
Okay.
year when we bid this. They proposed a 3% increase.
Okay.
So we ask that you renew this agreement with them.
Okay. That's good.
I'm good. I'm hot.
I move that we renew the Sheriff's Department duty gear with GT Distributors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do we want to shift around a little bit and do the Ameren?
I do want to ask you one thing. I guess the Clear Basin, you guys had agreed on a contract, or is the contract ready to be signed?
Yeah.
Jill, do you know?
Oh, okay.
I sent everybody an email about it. I mean, we changed the one paragraph about the previous agreement. I mean, there's stuff in there that I don't like at all. But after talking to Larry, I think the likelihood of that, What is that? provisions causing a problem is pretty low.
Can I bring this up in old business?
Whole business.
Oh, we don't
Unfinished
have the hold
business.
on here.
Unfinished.
Unfinished?
That's where we're at.
Okay.
Unfinished.
All right, well. I was looking for old business too. I was like, we don't even have old business on.
I'm here.
It's unfinished.
Unfinished.
I'm just,
I'm here.
yeah.
So we're going to approve just the statement of work.
No, there's two things there, the contract and the statement of work.
So we need to approve the statement of work and the agreement, master services agreement.
Yes.
Okay. Software subscription and master services agreement. Okay.
I'm fine with it. They went back and forth on it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I am too. And this is with Clear Basin? Is that correct? This was Clear Basin? Okay. All right, I move that we approve and sign the statement of work between Cole County and Clear Basin Software.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So I think we said around 10 o'clock we were going to talk about the.
Yeah, let me
So
finish this
we
here.
Yeah.
Jump that and then.
I move that we approve and sign the software subscription agreement between Clear Basin Software LLC and Cole County.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And it's 10 o'clock.
Did you hear that? The bells were right on time.
It's over.
I didn't hear
Can,
that.
we could do accounts payable in this. What do you got on this change order? None? Okay. What about that asphalt overlay change order?
I'll do it right now, real quick.
Okay?
Okay.
Heard that real quick.
And we'll get you out of here.
All the
This is the
utilities.
final closeout change order
Toll
for this
bill, Amber.
asphalt overlay program last year. The final amount is $1,787,883.29. And, the totals actually came in for the county part of it under the contract amount, but the four communities, other than Taos, which was a little bit under the other three, they had some overages just due to adding some items, and then Wardsville added a road that they weren't originally going to do, they changed that also. That's really the bulk of the additional cost, the rest of it was just,
Okay.
recommend approval.
You guys got any questions?
No, I'm good with it.
Move that we approve the 2017 asphalt overlay program change order number 1, final closeout.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm sorry, there
I
is-
move that we approve accounts payable pending review.
Thank you.
Way ahead of you. There's some utilities.
Yes.
We don't have any reimbursements on there? Okay, second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Where we going, boss?
Well, do you want to do the order authorizing extension of the maturity date to increase? We'll get that, because Jerry's going to take a while, I know, so I think we'll try to, I think we'll try to do the,
The NID,
Yes.
yeah.
okay?
Just what Sam said, this was an order to extend that Tony Stegman came up with for the financing of the Randolph Drive. I just need approval of signing the bill.
Questions? Good with this? I move that we approve an order authorizing an extension of the maturity date and increase in interest rate of the county's limited general obligation temporary note Randall Drive Neighborhood Improvement District Project Series 2016 with Mid-America Bank and authorizing certain other documents and actions in connection therewith.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Are
Yeah.
we going to closed session now, or? I thought you said something about, talking about something.
Well, we've got the Ameren litigation discussion in open session,
Okay.
but we can do closed session first and come back.
What were we gonna talk about in open session? If there's litigation going on, wouldn't we talk about that in closed session?
We're going to have to vote
On
in
what?
open session.
Well, but we
What are we
need to have
voting on?
discussions before we
Yeah.
vote.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say we talk about certain
Okay.
things in closed session, and then
Okay.
we may have something back in open. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I'm not gonna talk about
Okay,
it in open
okay,
session
let's
because it's
go.
still litigation.
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for legal action sub 1 and personnel issues sub 3.
Second.
Roll call.
Sam?
Yes.
Yes.
Jeff? Chris?
Yes,
Thank you.
we'll do the legal.
I'd do the Ameren thing first and then,
Yeah.
these other visitors
We
can.
might have
Sign that.
something today, so.
That's what I mean,
I can send you something when we come out.
yeah, please.
Okay.
No, I got that on there too, but I think